Good morning, children. This is our science period. Children, have you noticed that when you hang wet cloth under sun to dry, sometimes clothes wave here and there? Have you noticed clothes wave here and there? Left, right, sometimes forward, sometimes backward. They keep on waving, sometimes fast or sometimes slow. Yes. Now tell me, have you noticed kite? Flying kite is a very good game. Mostly people enjoys. Yes, children. But and kites really fly high in the sky. Yes, kites fly high in the sky. But how does kite fly? How does this happen? Have you noticed, children, this thing? Have you noticed tree branches? Sometimes tree wave their branches left and right. Yes, as if they are dancing, as if they are telling something. Yes, have you seen tree waving their branches, leaves? Yes. What do you think? Why these things happen? What you feel when these activity happens? What you feel? You feel something. Yes, you feel something to your skin, but it is not visible to you. Yes, you can feel something around you, everywhere, but you cannot see to it. You cannot taste it to it. Yes, you are breathing same thing. Yes, you are inhaling something. You are exhaling something. You can feel that thing, but you cannot see that. You cannot taste that. You cannot smell that. What is that? That is air. Yes, children, very good. That is air. Air is everywhere around us. Yes, air is very important part of our life, children. Yes, without air, there is no life on this earth. Yes, children. And you must be thinking now, what is air? Basically, air is a mixture of different gases. What is air? Air is a mixture of different gases and dust, humidity and smoke. Okay, children. And we will learn about the composition of air in uh, next slide, but just now you pay attention here, children. Understand this much, that air is really important or essential part of our life, and without air we cannot think about life on the earth. Is it clear? Now, children, let's see how air is important for us. How air is essential for us, essential on the earth. It is a protective cushion. It is a protective cushion for the earth. Air acts like a protective cushion for the earth. Let's see how. Children, as you can see, this is what? This is our earth. Can you see this green part, children? Can you see this green part? What is this green part? This green part is air. How? You all must be knowing, children, that the layer of air that covers the earth is about 400 miles high. The air of cover means this protective cushion, which is made up of air, is 400 miles high, and it is covering our earth from all four sides, as you can see in this picture. And this is called atmosphere. And this air cushion is known as atmosphere. Yes, and it helps our earth not to get too cold and not to get too hot. It protects us from ultraviolet rays that we get from sun. It protects from us. Why? Because it stops on this level only. Is it clear, children? Now let's see what is second point. It is life on the earth. Yes, children. Air is life on the earth. How come air gives life to us, children? Children, in our previous class, in our previous chapter, which was interdependence of plant and animals. Yes, there we have learnt that plants need sunlight, water and carbon dioxide to make food. That is which we known as process of photosynthesis. So for photosynthesis, plants need sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. Yes, and from where they are getting this carbon dioxide? They are getting this carbon dioxide from humans. Why? Because during the process of respiration, human inhales oxygen. Human inhales oxygen and they exhale carbon dioxide. Inhale means they breathe in oxygen and they breathe out carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is used by plants for photosynthesis. And during the process of photosynthesis, what they gives out, children? They give oxygen, and that oxygen is used by humans. Yes, and these both oxygen and carbon dioxide, we both from where we get this oxygen and carbon dioxide, from where we get? We get from air. Okay, children? Now see, what is the third point? Combustion. What is third point, children? Air also help us, children, in combustion. Now you must be thinking, what is combustion? Combustion is nothing. It is just burning. It is just burning. So children, air supports combustion, means burning. The oxygen present in the air. The oxygen which is present in the air help in the burning of the fuel. Help in the burning of the fuel, or in any kind of a burning, whether you burn paper, whether you burn candle, whether you burn gas stove, anything. When there is an activity of burning, then air supports that. Why? Because for burning, it needs oxygen, and that oxygen they get it get from air only. Is it clear, children? So this burning activity needs oxygen, which they get from oxygen, and this burning activity leads us to different activities like generating electricity, running industry, and very common example that we can see in everywhere, means in each house, in everybody's house, that is cooking. Yes, children, we need fire or heat to cook, and from where we get this fire? We get from burning. Yes, and burning needs oxygen, and they get oxygen from air. This is clear, children? Now see what is next point. Supplier of energy. How come air is a supplier of energy? How come in air supply energy? Now let's say, children, what you can see on the screen, children? Windmill. We use windmill to generate electricity. Yes. And how does it work? It works with the help of wind only. When air blows in high speed, then we call it wind. And with the help of that wind, children, these windmill work. And when they work, what they provide us? They provide us electricity. Why? Because when they are working, they are generating electricity. Yes. And what is this, children? Hot air balloon. Again, this hot air balloon is going, you know that it flies up in the sky. And how come it flies up in the sky? With the help of hot air. Yes, children, with the help of hot air. Why? Because hot air is lighter than cold air. So when this balloon is filled with hot air, it starts moving upward. It starts flying. So that energy which hot air balloon is using for flying up, that they get it from air. Is it clear? What kind of air? Hot air. Okay, children. Now see what is the last one. Controls temperature. It controls temperature. Yes, children. Air controls temperature. How? It helps in maintaining the Earth's surface by circulating hot air and cold air. Because hot air is lighter than cold air. When it moves upward, then place created by it is filled with cold air. Okay, children. I'm repeating again. Please pay attention. As I told you, children, that hot air is lighter than cold air. That hot air is lighter than cold air. So, when hot air moves up, the space created here below, it is filled by cold air. Is it clear, children? It is filled by cold air. So when hot air goes up, cold air comes down. And this is how it helps us to maintain or regulates temperature. Is it clear, children? Now, children, you have to tell me what are the other uses of air in our life. At least 3 uses you have to tell me. Okay. Now, let's see what is the composition of air. Before we talk about the composition of air, children, I want you all to understand meaning of this word composition. I want you all to understand meaning of this word composition. Composition means ingredients of something or material used for making something. Okay, to make it more clear, children, let's take one example. Suppose you want to have chocolate milkshake and you want to make chocolate milkshake. So, what are the ingredients or material you will be needing for making chocolate milkshake? You will need milk, sugar, chocolate powder, and if you feel, you can have ice cream also. Yes, so children, these 4 things like milk, sugar, chocolate and ice cream are the ingredients or material used for making chocolate milkshake. Yes, so we can say these are the compositions of chocolate milkshake. In the same way, children, in layman language, we can say we are here going to talk about ingredients of air. That is composition of air. So what is air, children? Air is mainly mixture of different gases. What is air? Air is mainly mixture of different gases. So what are the different gases that we can see in air? First is nitrogen. 78% of nitrogen is present in the air. Children, mind it and remember, 78% of nitrogen we can see in the air. And after this, oxygen. How much oxygen is present in the air? 21% of oxygen is present in the air. Okay, children. And other than 78% of nitrogen and 21% of oxygen, there is 1% other gases. 1% other gases like argon, helium, neon, hydrogen, ozone. These are the other gases that is present in 1% only. 1% gases are argon, helium, neon, hydrogen and ozone. Is it clear? and very less amount, very less, that is 0.04% of carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere. Is it clear, children? How much carbon dioxide there? 0.04%. Children, always remember. Don't say 0.4%. 0.4% is wrong. It is 0.04%. Is it clear, children? So, this is all about different gases present in air. But other than these gases, there is humidity, smoke and dust also. What is humidity, children? Let's say you take a glass of chilled water from the fridge and keep it on table for some time. Yes, then what you notice? You notice tiny droplets on the water surface. Yes, what you notice, children? You notice tiny droplets of water on the glass surface. Yes, from where these droplets come on the outer glass. You must be thinking, children, from where these droplets, these tiny droplets come on the outer glass surface. As we all know that air is present everywhere. Yes, children. And in air, it contains water vapor. And when that air comes in touch with this cold chilled water glass, when air comes in touch with chilled water glass, it cools down the vapors around this glass present in air. It cools down vapors present in air around this glass, and after cooling down, that vapors changed into water droplets, and you can see these droplets here on the glass. Yes, children, see, this is a normal glass of water and this is chilled glass of water. You can't see droplets here, but you can see droplets here. Why? Because the vapors present in air cools down here and changed into water vapor, and you can see here. Is it clear, children? So this is all about humidity present in air. Is it clear? And humidity, you can see very high level of humidity in coastal areas. Why? Because that place is near water body. Okay. And when it rains, like nowadays, it's rainy season, you can feel lot of humidity in air. How come you feel that humidity? Because now when you are sweating, that sweat is not drying. That sweat is not drying because it's already humid everywhere. Lot of moisture in the air. So it is really difficult to dry that sweat. But when the humidity level is low in the air, sweat easily dries. Okay, children? Now this much is clear. Other than this humidity, there is dust and smoke. Yes, children, you can see here the example of dust and smoke. Dust you cannot see easily in air, but when it is a dark room and you allow light enter from the very less space, then you can see dust in the air in dark room. Okay, and see, this is what? This is smoke in the air. And let me tell you, children, dust and smoke both are reason for pollution in the air. Both are reason for the pollution in the air. Okay, clear, children? So this is all about composition of air. Different gases plus humidity, dust and smoke. Together they form air. Is it clear to you all? Thank you, class. Stay blessed.